Hi, I'm Ellen McCauley in Syracuse, New York. A week before Thanksgiving, and the Pray It Off topic is gratitude. You know, it's so interesting because recently we've been talking about peace and we've been talking about self-compassion. And so often we don't think about gratitude as it relates to peace and self-compassion. And I really enjoyed preparing this topic this week because I realized in order to have peace, I needed to be grateful not just for the good things, but for all things, everything. Because gratitude really does equal wealth. Now this article, the first article, it's not a Christian-based article, but we can make it a Christian-based article because it talks about the law of attraction. There's a lot of things out. The Secret, that book. The Secret, what's the secret? You know, the secret is gratitude. And they talk about level 1 gratitude. You know, it's easy. Oh, I got a house, I've got a car that runs, my health, relationships, family, jobs, all the good things. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for this group. It's just level 1 gratitude. It's all the good things, and I am grateful. And that's pretty easy, you know. But so often, level 1 gratitude is like, you have a bad day and you go, well, at least, you know, I have my 2 legs. At least I can walk. At least I'm not in a wheelchair, you know. And so often level 1 gratitude is, well, you know, I got a mortgage, but at least I got a house. You know, level 1 gratitude sometimes has that at least, or that little disclaimer associated with it. But this article, and what I want to embrace, is genuine gratitude. Not as a default feeling, not as I got to work at being grateful for this life, but as a natural part of who I am. And this, he says here, the reason level 1 gratitude fails to trigger these good feelings, this peace, is because it's too weak. It's like drinking near beer. Level 1 gratitude is fragile, since all it takes to knock you out of a state is a change in circumstances or a change in your focus. Even getting the mail can kill it. How many times on a Saturday at 3 o'clock does your mail come and it's a bill from Sears and it's all wrong? They charged you $1,000 for something instead of $10, and you're trying to call someone, or your bank statement's wrong and there's no one to call, there's no one to talk to. Sometimes the mail can throw you off, or a phone call. If you're only grateful when everything's good, going well, the second something goes wrong, that puts us in that state of ungratitude and makes us want to eat the cookies and the Lindt chocolates. So, level 2 gratitude tells us to be grateful for everything, to be independent of situations and circumstances, to be at peace about all things, and to be grateful about all things. So that with practice, it becomes part of your identity. Just like with practice, eating healthy becomes part of your identity. So often we struggle because it's still not a part of who we are. So many things are a part of who I am. I look at hot dogs, I'm like, nitrates, buns, I don't want that. Chicken, fine, you know. Mayonnaise, no thank you. It's become part of who I am. I don't struggle. And level 2 gratitude goes things, it's universal. You're just grateful just to live. How many times have I told you about my best friend dying at 53 who would give anything to be here tonight, anything to see their grandchildren. And I see her children post pictures of the grandchildren she never saw on Facebook, and I see her smile. I see her eyes, and I wish she could be here to see them. And it makes me want to live my life even more meaningfully because she doesn't have hers to live. The universe, time, space, even our problems. Today there was a couple of problems, and one guy was like all snappy and snippy about it, and I went into the situation and I was remembering this whole level 2 gratitude, and I'm like, I'm so grateful for this problem. I'm grateful that I'm here right now. Maybe I can help this situation. Maybe I can be part of the solution. I didn't get all nervous about it because I was saying I'm grateful for this. You're even grateful for the mistakes that you beat yourself up about. You're grateful for even people that are annoying. I read the Catholic Sun. Does anyone read the Catholic Sun? I love the Catholic Sun. There was an article in in this week's Catholic Sun that made me weep. It was about a guy who didn't get along with his mother-in-law. And he always thought she was too loud and too annoying. Does that sound like anybody you know? Maybe me? And he just, 20 years, just didn't want to deal with her. Finally, she never changed. She was the same. Finally, he changed. And said, maybe I should get to know this woman. He started taking her out to lunch. And then he realized that she brought up his wife, who he loved so much, and single mom took care of her and took care of his kids and was so really a wonderful kind. And he spent a few years just being so close to her, and he loved her so much, and then she died. And then he wishes, like anything, he could take those 20 years back to spend more time with her. So maybe there's just people we just aren't seeing. We're just not seeing Christ in them. And if we're grateful for them and see their good points, maybe they won't be annoying. You know, if we look at life and we say, wow, what a gift. Yeah, there's problems and there's bills and there's issues and there's concerns, but we're grateful for it. I am grateful for your breath, for music, for even your biggest failures. How about that? Grateful for your biggest failures instead of kicking your... I used to love that Garth Brooks song. That thank God for unanswered prayers. Wasn't that the name of it? Or he met his old girlfriend on the street and, you know, he thought he'd die if she didn't marry him and realized with his wife how happy he was to be with her. So thank God sometimes for unanswered prayers. Gratitude is a lens for uncovering beauty. For uncovering the beauty of the world instead of always looking at the negative, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like waiting for your present to be better than it really is and worried about the future that isn't promised. You know, I've been caught up in that quite frequently where I'm all worried about money and benefits and insurance and this and that instead of just saying, thank you, God, that I'm here. Thank you, God, for everything in my life. And when you tend to look at things positively, with gratitude, then with faith, you realize, you know what, I'm grateful for this, and maybe things can even get better. Wait a minute, maybe things are going to be better. And then you say, you know what, I'm going to help it be better. All right, right now we can beat ourselves up because session 12, we didn't set the world on fire, we didn't get to our goal weight, we didn't lose our weight. Or we can say, wow, I'm here, I'm alive. I see what I want and I'm going to make it better. Affirm your readiness for change. Have a deep conviction of it and believe with gratitude. You know, if I sit here right now and we started going around the room, we'd start out rather benign. You know, I'm grateful for Holy Family. I'm grateful. But are you grateful for the rain sometimes? Are you grateful for the changing of the leaves? Are you grateful for the icy roads? I'm not usually grateful for that, the icy roads, because I'm like going down Seneca Turnpike going, help me, Jesus, help me get down the road. Maybe I'll try to be grateful for that. And we're going to talk a little bit about making that peace between our interior and exterior lives. And I'm going to stop right there, Bob.